There's a new insurance henchman. We're looking at the person of Mohammed Kari, former Deputy Commissioner in charge of the technical department at the Insurance Commission. He just took over the reins of office from the former Commissioner, Fola Daniel. He is a chartered insurance practitioner of over 35 years. He began his career at the Royal Exchange Assurance in Kano. He is a member of the Nigerian Vision 2010 and also Vision 2020 committee. We'll be taking a look at what he intends to do for the insurance sector as it takes over the mantle of leadership later on the program. But let's get back to the inflation and the markets as we have Tunji Andrews joining us to discuss this. Hello, Tunji. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
We saw the last inflation rate released at 9.20%. What's your take on this level of inflation in the Nigerian economy?
I think it was expected. We saw a devaluation of the Naira happen twice in the last few months, so we expected that the effects will trickle in as the year starts to roll on. Also, nobody expected that the fuel crisis was going to drag this long, and that has been having its effect on transportation costs of food items from the interlands to the market. So we've been expecting those issues to hit the economy, and that we've been seeing that month on month 0.2 percentage points rise. But in the month of July, a lot of people are expecting that it might rise higher because we're hearing that the government is going to be making some interventions. And those interventions, critically, that is money into the economy, pumped into the economy without the NPC speaking about tightening of any sort. So we're going to just see excess liquidity hit the economy without any drawback.
Okay, we saw that despite the inflation rate that we have, there seems to be not much reactions from the market. So like the figures that I read earlier on, we're seeing, for instance, the treasury bills market where we're seeing dwindling revenue being distributed to the three tiers of government. Is inflation creeping in on this market at all?
Well, you want to look at it from the fact that you want to look at it from the investors in both markets. The first side of the market is the local investors who really have nowhere to go to. I mean, if the Nigerian Stock Exchange is not performing well, where would they go to? And then you want to look at the other side where the foreign investors, I think they have much more on their minds than inflation at this point. Between 14 to 16% is a huge yield for anybody, but there are more critical things on their mind, things like the fact that the president has still not spoken about his economic direction and what his cabinet will be. That is an issue. And also looking at the fact that there are thoughts that there might be a further devaluation of the Naira. All those things do put into factor. But as concerns inflation, I'm not really sure too many people are looking at that at this time.
Let's take a look at consumer spending, which I think is one factor that is looked into to arrive at an inflation figure. Do you think that this in any way had any form of implication? Are there any form of implication in terms of how much we are spending to be able to get to that figure?
Sorry, could you come back again? I didn't get that.
Consumer spending is usually a factor that is usually looked into when inflation figures are gauged. For the month of July, of course, we're looking at the figures for the month of July. Do you think that that weighed into the inflation that we had for that month? And of course, as we're expecting that for August as well.
Oh, definitely. Because you want to look at the fact that part of the reasons why consumer spending was low was the fact that the government had a lot of parastatals were not paid salaries. And we're hearing the fact that a lot of them will be paid salaries in the coming weeks. And not just that they'll be paid salaries, they'll be paid backlogs of maybe 2 to 6 months salary, and that is a lot of liquidity in the economy. So consumer spending is going to be high. We're also going to see still the effects of petrol scarcity still hitting the Naira and the rest. So generally we should expect inflation to rise higher in the month of July.
All right. Thank you, Tunji. We have to leave it at that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.